Sky Temple will be a bit of a stretch for sure. All right, let's go ahead and talk about our battleground for game number 2. We're going to go into Cursed Hollow as Team Liquid will be given the opportunity to pick the battleground.
This is a map where in the past, when Vikings were chosen by Team Liquid, they said once we had the Vikings, we knew Hazops would carry us.
Yeah.
Nurok said that in an interview. They're very confident in their ability to play Vikings here. So the good guys have to think about this. They have to say, okay, are we afraid of the Vikings here? Do we ban them out? If we ban them out, on which position? The first one, the second one, and Liquid, they don't even have to go down that path. It's just another threat that you have against your opponent.
Yeah, I mean, there's always a Dahaka element here that can be picked up as well if that's not banned out. Team Liquid is a team that just knows how to run the global strengths of composition, so it'll be a tall task here for the good guys to actually handle that pressure. One of the ways that I feel like they can move into that round is I think you do ban the Vikings on the second phase here. Team Liquid, they've done it once, I think, in phase 1 where they've picked it up in the first couple of rotations, so we could have the good guys just make sure to take that away from them and see if they can take them up in a straight-on fight, because I think Team Liquid has shown they're willing to leave Abathur up.
Yeah, I mean, right now, heading into this game, we already expected it to be rough for the good guys, especially from the background that they could apparently not get as much scrim time in as they wanted to, as they planned to, so that makes it a bit more difficult for them, especially going up against one of the big three. And Liquid, they have, of course, a reputation to secure here. And they so far did exactly that. A 10-minute game, 11-minute game on Towers of Doom was very well executed. And we're going to find out now if they can make that a quick 2-0 or if the good guys are actually coming back into this.
That's a good news, actually, for the good guys. Coming into game number 1 and facing a team like Team Liquid, while it might be a little bit disheartening and maybe throw you off of your game a little bit, this is a big, massive team in top 3. And being able to get a taste of what you might face in the HGC could humble them a little bit and get them into a spot where they can prepare and get ready for the next matches.
If you're too confident, going up against a strong team and getting slaughtered can be a wake-up call. But we are also not there yet. It was the first map, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's find out what's going to happen here on Cursed Hollow. The map choice of Team Liquid. And we are looking at the good guys with the first pick, first ban.
And they will continue with their choice of banning out the Genji. Genji banned out for Cursed Hollow here. On the left side, will we see the Dahaka again from a Team Liquid? Or will they choose to go a different route?
Yeah, I actually am a little bit curious to see how Team Liquid is going to run this now. Because for me, first of all, the question is, I would probably, if they ban their Haka, this is already going to be a bit of a sign that they are either planning to head into an Abathur if they get it, which I doubt, or that they're going to play the Vikings again. So I think this is going to trigger an Abathur pick and a Viking ban on the second rotation.
Okay, so Abathur picked up here for the Team Good Guys. Team Liquid on the left here. Last time we saw them go this route, they moved into the Anubrak and the Uther. Something you also consider when thinking Team Good Guys, as you mentioned already in the past, Chen is something that Anti-Hero is willing to move into, and Abathur Chen is just as effective as Illidan if Team Good Guys aren't able to pick him up in their rotation. So, Cursed Hollow in particular, I actually like Chen a lot on this battleground.
If so, then later on during the draft, Illidan and Uther immediately being taken. Okay, that already throws a bit of a wrench into the potential plans of the good guys. So Greymane, I think, is a very likely choice for them.
Yeah.
Great target for the Abathur copy. Greymane, maybe even Arthas again. They seemed, I would more head towards the Anubarak, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So I would say you go into a Greymane and Anubarak. I don't think they would prioritize the Arthas over the Anub. They could ban a hero out here.
He can be.
He can definitely play both. So if not a noob, that would shock me a little bit. And I think a Greymane as the copy for Abathur makes a lot of sense here.
Gotta agree with you here, man. I think that's the way to go right away here, unless Team Good Guys has something up its sleeve. They did mention that they're prepared and ready to change the meta when they need to. They mentioned that in the interviews that we had the last couple weeks ago.
And if it's Chen, by the way, I think it's going to happen on the side of the good guys as well. Anti-Hero is known for his Chen. You have also the Abathur, and they go Arthas Cassia.
Wow.
Okay, so Arthas Cassia taken, so they are trying to counter Illidan with blinds, and also Arthas himself. I would have probably still headed into the Anubarak with this, but now I feel that they need to ban him out.
The Anubrak? Yeah.
I mean, I get the thought process. You want to have Arthas against Illidan. You want to have the Cassia for the extra blind. And we saw in the last game, if you can lock Illidan down, how effective Cassia can be in this setup. You let a lot of really good heroes slide, though. And the Anubarak is a big threat there. So you could either say, if they don't pick up Arthas but a Nubarak, you make a Cocoon play against Illidan, you focus on him while simply cocooning the Uther so that there's no Divine Shield. But if they pick Arthas and don't take a Nubarak, I think they have to ban him. Giving your opponent Uther, Illidan and a Nubarak for free sounds like a very good recipe to suicide.
Yeah, seems like a pretty easy death the other way. I think that Cassia could have also been held for a little bit longer here down to that 4th and 5th pick. Like, there's no immediate pickup. Granted, Cassia is a great counter to Illidan, but I don't think you're going to ban it out if you're Team Liquid here. And I don't think they're going to grab it on their side of the rotation either.
So they banned the Vikings. That's what we said earlier. That's what I expected after I saw the first pick and the ban. After I saw the Dehaka ban, I said immediately, okay, Abathur is going to be picked, Vikings are going to be banned. But after the Arthur's pickup happened, I was questioning that. I really thought they would be way more comfortable playing against Vikings than against a Nubarak now being taken here.
Team Liquid has to pick up the Nubarak here, right? Islamically go
I'd
for it.
say so.
And then you get a mage.
I mean, you can even go all in with it and just drop a Tassadar again.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go into a Nubarak first, drop a mage. They already banned out the Orioles. If they plan on playing a double support, you would probably pick it up now to limit the options of the good guys even more. And then you can still pick a range damage dealer on the last pick, which is normally or would very likely be Li Ming. Is very good for that. You have a lot of options actually at this point, because right now both of the teams have not picked any.
Yeah, what do you think about leaving the Tassadar up, maybe going for the Rhaegar? Wow, they go into Gul'dan on Nubarak, so there's that mage there that poke against Cassia, and the Nubarak for the strengths that you were talking about earlier.
Well, that's fine as well. So they basically say, we just want to get rid of the Oriole because Oriole is such a great hope generator, oh sorry, Cassia is such a great hope generator for Oriole. Could have tried to support choke a little bit more, but there's still a lot of options. I don't think they really care. Sorry, they already have Uther. I'm blind.
Yeah, they have the Uther.
They could have gone into the second support right away. They now have the option to either go second support or simply just say we don't even need it.
We'll see what they go for here. They're waiting to see what Team Good Guys will be grabbing themselves. For healers, you want Oriole with Cassia, but you mentioned Oriole's been banned out. Tassadar is an option, but that just forces you down to a second support, which might be a little bit weird here with Arthas, Cassia, and 2 supports. Granted, Abathur can control the entire map.
I wouldn't mind Karazim.
Karazim, yeah.
With Abathur, he's great. I mean, you can go into a Rhaegar as well. Right. Karazim with Malfurion is also still available, and he still has the cleanse. We are still on a Diva patch. And they go into the Malfurion, okay.
Yeah, so I was worried about Kara because of Gul'dan.
Yeah, the reason why I say Kara is that you actually have another great target for the Symbiote with Abathur.
Sure.
So if those fights start to get spread out a little bit and are all over the place, you have cool targets that you can go to, and he can really start hunting people down. Especially after you hit the slow with level 16, you're in a really cool spot where you can just simply dash after our opponent, slow them down, and get those kills. For that to happen, you have, of course, to win the initial fight, and that makes it sometimes a bit risky, because if you find yourself in the back foot, he has a rough time there. But also, as you said, one of the arguments against him would be the Horrify on the side of Gul'dan and the Constant Pop.
Tychus will be the final pickup here to control that Sonya and that Arthas, and also to disrupt Cassia as much as possible. I actually like the Tychus as a final pickup, especially for Team Liquid. Team Liquid has been one that ran them so well in Phase 1.
Yeah, you could have run another support here if you want to go full in on the Illidan, but now they have even more damage from their backline, so that's also pretty solid. It's a good draft. Definitely a solid one, and a very melee-heavy draft, what we are seeing on the side of the Good Guys. They don't have a single range damage. Yeah,
it's going to be a bit difficult for them, Team Good Guys, to see if they can pull it off. It's going to be that race to level 10, and Team Liquid has a lot of firepower, especially in the early game. Illidan can be completely crazy if he's able to be in a 1v1, even control lanes. He can go off and murk, while Gul'dan and Tychus keep it up here. And the other lanes, it's going to be a strong early game for Team Liquid.
I'm a bit afraid of the Gul'dan poke. That's the one thing that worries me a bit when I look at the draft of Good Guys. If they gain the momentum and they can force the fight and go in for it, I think they have a really good shot of taking it with what they have here. But if Liquid plays it slow and just pokes from a distance and pokes them down a bit before they engage, then it's going to be rough.
I even think even if they don't go for the all-in poke life, they just have the Horrify. If you get Horrify on Arthas and Sonya there, Tychus can pick either of those targets, burn them down, and Illidan can start to go in for the chase. Let's go ahead and get Game 2 set up. It's going to be Cursed Hollow between our two teams. Can Team Liquid take another lead here and go 2-0, or will the Good Guys start to fight back?
The game is on, and we're going to find out right here if the good guys are going to bring it back or if Antihero is running it down mid. To the left side, we have a Team Liquid with Norok on Gul'dan, Blumby on an Uberak, Darkmok playing the Illidan for the team, Hazops, Pontaikas, and Uther, played by Splendor.
To the right, in the red, Team Good Guys looking for their first victory here in the HGC. It's going to be Sonya being played by Antihero, Zay on Cassia, Raid Boss on Abathur, BKB on Arthas, and Kronaz will be playing Malfurion.
The good guys had a bit of a rough time in the first map, Team Liquid looking extremely coordinated. Very dominant as well with their Viking strategy that they executed. And now, of course, the big question is if they can show the same dominance on our second map here. A 2-0 lead would be fantastic for them. And the good guys are going to try and at least take this map here in their first match in the HGC. The new team has, of course, a lot to prove. And they already said from the start that if they can unfold their potential, they see themselves even reaching for the top 3 in the league.
Team Good Guys trying to figure out how they want to lane here, realizing that Gul'dan's bottom, they rotated Cassie and Malfurion all the way down just to make sure they can match against that lane and put Sonya in the top on her own. However, Sonya versus an Illidan and a Tychus will be a bit of a rough matchup there for Antihero. Might be calling for some Abathur help over time, but Haasselabs with the harass. Looking back to the bottom here, Gul'dan should do just fine, though, in terms of clearing out that wave.
Yeah, he shouldn't really have too many problems with that. We have also a few rotations going on now, because their Tychus and Illidan were at the top. Arthur started to make his way over as well. And Team Liquid hasn't won it just yet.
They killed a minion, they got a victory!
Yeah, so apparently we're having a bit of a prediction game going on. It looks like production is currently leaning more towards Team Liquid than the good guys. I don't think we should count them out just yet. What are your thoughts on this?
I mean, I kind of agree with you. You know, it's still 2-2 here. Yeah. Super tight overall.
It's just like, Josh, calm down.
Josh, calm down, man.
Where's that AMA?
Poor Josh. He probably hates this dude.
Where's that AMA, Josh, by the way?
Yeah, where's it at? All right, so the 3 in the top here continuing to push for Team Good Guys. Zay and Nurok back at it and continue 1v1. Now, I do like how Team Guys is putting some pressure on the top lane here. They realize, okay, we made a slight rotation, and they were able to grab a turret, and they're moving towards that level 4.
Yeah, and once that we have the next, and Illidan in particular is one of the heroes that I just want to see reach the later stages of the game, since he's usually starting to bring the pressure then. This time also we have Immolation taken, so when the good guys played it, they were going into the battle assault. Liquid tries a bit of a different strategy with this. On this map I could also very well see them go into the hunt if they feel comfortable with it. Metamorphosis is a tool that is oftentimes now used if you are trying to dodge something, if you're locked down by your opponent, for example. Let's say you see a Malfurion going into a Twilight Dream and you try to dodge that. So it's also a bit of a question of how confident are you with your ability here, how much did your team focus on Illidan being the one-trick pony, and also is the strategy to have Illidan on the side so lanes as a pseudo-global. So there's a lot of things going into that thought process. But right now Illidan is still comfortably down at the bot lane, and they can't leave him alone for too long there.
I think they have enough firepower here to go for the hunt, just because of Cursed Hollow gets Abathur. We'll see if they go that route at level 10. Illidan in the bottom, as you mentioned, can be quite persuasive at killing turrets, but hang on, BKB in trouble as he's diving in. Haasselabs comes out for the damage. Antihero trying the same thing here on Nurok. He's getting low on health. Splendor with the last second heal. Can they keep Nurok alive? No, Antihero gets a kill.
And Anti goes in really deep here. That was definitely an anti-W moment that we just saw. And they try to get a second one against Splendor. That didn't quite work out, but BKB just barely got away from this one.
Just barely, too. Sonya having the help there with the Abathur hat. Darkblock is the main story, though. He's in the bottom lane pushing in the turrets.
That's the problem that I talked about. You can't let him alone on the lane for too long. And Illidan on lane is going to absolutely wreck you. And if he also gets then a little bit of support, that is making things even worse. So right now, we have Darkmok going comfortably through the entire wall. The kills at the top lane were nice for the good guys, don't get me wrong. But their problem is that they are falling behind in experience. Now, the good thing is, thanks to the triple they just picked up, they're not going to run into the scenario that they don't have level 10 for an Abathur copy when there's a potential curse tribute on the map. So that is already a very nice move on their part.
I also like that Team Good Guys was actually pretty aggressive in the top lane. With that Arthas and that Sonya and the Cassia, you can actually afford to be aggressive even though you have an Abathur competition. And they intend to do the same here as they're setting up for a gank on Blumby. The Howling Blast actually misses there from BKB. He was expecting Blumby to step forward.
That was a blunder. It was the easiest Howling Blast in your life, my friend. He was basically just sitting still. So that was a bit of bad coordination there. Also, the root came out really quickly afterwards. If that were normally, you would want that to be a bit later so they can sync it. That could have been a kill actually against Nubarak, but they messed up the timing a little bit. They don't get the kill, and that's a lot of time invested into basically nothing. And Dark Mode is just simply AFKing bot lane and saying like, yeah, I'm gonna get this eventually.
Yeah, I mean, Team Good Guys were able to grab a tribute here, but they are a level behind their opponents. You're right, Illidan consistently soaking those waves and breaking down that fort. There's a spot here for Team Good Guys to at least be near around a level 9 for the third tribute, but you are correct. They won't be level 10. They won't be able to get a massive aggressive push going. And I want to see if Team Liquid is going to straight up ignore this next tribute and just keep pushing in or at least contest.
Ignore the next tribute?
Yeah, I mean,
that would be
really,
cursed.
I agree. I think it'd be really weird. I want to see what they're going to do, though, because they have made no movement whatsoever since then to move in for it.
Yeah, but they can now, I feel. They will also have the experience for it. So, oh, Darkmok on the other hand. Can they get him? The Juke Master 2000 just came out, and he apparently got a copy. Darkmok is just running. He's
dead. He finally falls there.
At some point, they're just saying, like, yeah, I got this. But that was still pretty impressive. Yeah. And he bought time. Look at the experience there for Team Liquid. They will have the 10. The Good Guys are not going to go to the tribute. They can't really afford to do that.
Let's see what they're going to do here. They're pushing in the middle instead, trying to get 9. 9 will come online for them. Abathur is defending that giant pressure on the top. And they put Malfurion down here on the right side. You're right. They're going to go set up and defend these forts and such, while Team Liquid will grab the tribute. Now, does Team Liquid go straight for the boss here on the left? I see Illidan. He's moving towards it.
I mean, Illidan could definitely do that, and I think they should. Hunt tab, by the way, taken. And yes, they go for the boss play. It's actually interesting to me that the Good Guys don't go to the boss up at the top. Okay, there we go, starting to move in. Abathur should try and set a few toxic nests up just so they can double check what's going on there. Experience soak would be nice, but Liquid is really fast down here to the bottom. And Anubrug is already in the vicinity of the top boss and is double checking what's going on there.
Tychus is rotating in already. Blumby going for the disruption, trying to slow them down here. He will up Cocoon.
This is gonna be rough. There's the root on Anubrug. That was a blunder. He still has the Cocoon. He's going to use that any second. They're fighting for it. Cocoon is taken. Bossed as well. There's the kill. Well done. Close call, but still they take it. They get the kill, and now they have the 10 moving in with the boss, looking for a potential second kill.
The Hunt even coming out for Darkmok, but they will be able to defend. The boss in the bottom is continuing to push in, but Hossop should be able to help defend this top lane. Team Good Guys making a decision to go ahead and fully push with it here, as they would love to get a fort for themselves since they lost a fort in the bottom.
Abathur can get the tribute.
Yeah, he could.
He could actually try to get the tribute. Hunt is not ready. But, okay, Gul'dan is moving down. So they're just trying to push through with this. They let the tribute go. They're completely willing. And Nurok actually interrupted. Okay, there comes Darkmok. He has the Hunt, so he's the one that has the easier time to move back.
This fort continues pushing the bottom, but Team Good Guys, after getting a couple of tributes and a kill for themselves on Blumby, are tying themselves up in experience. Look at this, 11.5 to 11.5. In fact, slightly ahead. Team Liquid now will have to start grouping up and get ready for these pushes and let Darkmok do his thing on the split pushing here with that Hunt.
I'm still asking myself if after they took down the fort, if they could have just rotated down to the bot lane and got the tribute. If that would have been the smarter play here. I'm not quite sold on it just yet, because they really put a good pressure onto that top lane. I like that. They're really aggressive, by the way. They really want to play this right now with that comp, and oh, they get the root against Uther. They get the camp as well. Divine Shield already used. Body blocks happening. Here comes the Horrify on the other hand, but Splendor is still low, and they can confirm their kill. He's down. Cassia is completely popping off here as Anti-Hero is disrupting everyone.
And Hossubs and crew will pop their heroics to go ahead and clear out that mercenary camp. Cocoon not coming out there, and Splendor unfortunately falling and using Divine Shield. Team Good Guys gotta feel good about that one, especially with a tribute about to spawn.
Anti is doing actually really well with the Sonya right now. So him and also BKB on the Arthurs, they're really driving a lot of these fights. And they are bringing the fight to Team Liquid. Liquid hasn't gotten a single kill. It's the good guys who are looking for at 4-0, and they're moving in again. They are completely happy to take the fight here. Anti is going to look for the potential move with the Sonya for the spear. Breath of the Berserker is going to be ready in just a second, but here comes the Hunt. They're trying to blow him up, and they get the kill against Cassia.
The coordination is so great there. Kron has to be hit there with the Cocoon. Only Blumby taking the hit of the Twilight Dream, and Team Liquid will be able to start channeling this altar and be able to grab the Curse here. Push in all of the lanes here. Main target might be that fort in the top.
And there is the problem with letting the early attribute go.
Yeah.
You lose this one, and all of a sudden you are behind again. And Splendor is going for the flank. They are flanking in. Raid Boss has to move away. Cassia isn't there. They are likely to lose another one. BKB is in trouble. Splendor himself trying to see if he can get another one. Hunt too. This is just getting... Oh, wow. They are actually getting slaughtered. Abathur is being taken down here now as well. And they get one fort after another. Liquid just has taken a massive, massive lead.
They really open up the map, too. The middle's being pushed in with the fort. You have Illidan forcing a fight on Cassia, which is typically something you would not recommend, but he's just grabbing the attention of Zay. Darkmok is juking and jiving here, and he's now applying key pressure on this bottom right while the rest of his teammates are on the top lane. He also has the Hunt up again. Yeah.
He has also 20 seconds in which he can do damage. Anti is about to fall. Anti barely surviving, but then blown away. Hunt coming in too. Liquid is going. This is like a sniper composition that they have here. Every single time they go into a target, the first stun hits, then the Hunt comes in, and Illidan is taking them apart. The good guys had a great start into this. It was looking really solid, but this curse just broke them.
They answered back, though. They defend their keep on the top. Can they defend their keep on the bottom, though? I'm assuming Abathur is hatting at the moment. They're trying here, and it looks like they might just hold for a second. But they have to watch out for that Illidan. He can sneak by at any point and go for it.
They might even lose the keep. And let's not forget, this is currently a 2-level disadvantage on the side of the good guys. Liquid just came fully online after they won that one fight to the top. The curse was too much for the good guys to handle. This is really one of the reasons why after they took the boss and took the fort, I really wanted them to move back. They had a great shot there because I am not sure that Team Liquid would have contested it. The boss was nearly on full health, so it would have done severe damage to the keep itself. But now Liquid has the extra talent, a 2-level lead nearly, and it's going to be rough for TGG to win one of these battles.
I like this move here from Team Liquid. They're moving in for an aggressive play. They blow up BKB. That's an Arthas that just fell down. Also, anti-hero taking the damage here. 2 members being killed off.
Every fight is the same thing. They move in, they get the first stun in, Hunt comes in, you blow the target up, and at the same time, Blumby cocoons Malfurion so that there is no silence. They negated the Twilight Dream 3 times now, and they took every single one of these fights easily. And Darkmok is just completely going bonkers here. They are taking the kill again. Silence and no silence doesn't matter. Cassia is down. Everybody's dying. Raid Boss loses the copy. And this is going to be game number 2. Team Liquid just absolutely on a roll in the second half of this first
game. Looking like bullies right now, man. As they're going straight for the core, they're beating it down to 20%. And that is it. Team Liquid taking a lead in the series at 2-0. And they don't look like they can be stopped right now.
That was really impressive. At the beginning of the game, the combo with Sonya and Arthas did really well. Antihero got a really cool kill. I think it was against Uther when they were chasing at the first tribute, and that helped them. They nearly picked up a second one, but then later on, after Liquid first gained a bit of momentum with the Illidan composition, they just rolled with it, and that was way too much for them to handle.
Yeah, I really love that they were able to take every single time a tribute spawned up to say, Illidan, go to the opposite side of the map. Just go get a wave or 2. And they did it every single time, and that gave them a good level and a half lead. And I agree with you. There was a moment where Team Good Guys did tie it up, but it just looked like the coordination just wasn't there compared to what Team Liquid had in the team fights. It's hard to fight against Cocoon.
And every team fight was the same thing. Hunt on, call a target, hunt on the target, immediately the Cocoon on Malfurion, no Twilight Dream, no heal, no nothing. That one target dies, and from that point on, Illidan says, all right, boys, it's party time, and goes in.
Brings up the auto attacks.
Yeah.
Only blunder there from Team Liquid was maybe the top right corner on that boss, but I can see why you go for that call. You have your Tychus in the way, maybe coming in for the aggression. Regardless, we'll get ready for game number 3 as Team Good Guys are hoping to gain a victory against Team Liquid.
In his youth, Genji Shimada lived a carefree and self-indulgent life. But when Genji refused to join his older brother Hanzo in running their clan's vast criminal empire, he was mercilessly cut down and left for dead. Bound by Overwatch and given a new cybernetic body, Genji struggled with his dual nature until the Omnic monk Zenyatta taught him to find inner peace. Now in the Nexus, Genji uses his elite ninja skills to fight for what's right. Genji is an opportunistic, mobile assassin who can tear apart a weak backline. Genji's trait, Cyber Agility, allows him to quickly traverse the battleground. When activated, Genji leaps into the air and lands at his targeted location, jumping over any impassable terrain in his path. His first ability, Shuriken, launches a fan of 3 ninja stars in the targeted direction. This ability can store up to 3 charges, and its cooldown refreshes all 3 charges at once. Deflect is Genji's primary method of self-defense. When activated, he briefly gains the Protected status, preventing all damage to himself and dealing damage to his nearest enemy whenever he is attacked, prioritizing heroes. Swift Strike serves as both a damage and mobility tool. Genji dashes forward a set distance, damaging all enemies in his path. If an enemy hero dies soon after being hit by Swift Strike, its cooldown is reset.